do it. I was I used to be gambling on the NBA tickets or whatever. So like it wasn't no sports TV in the room that the Michigan like the state cards and the West Coast games, TV room, whatever. With that being said, like it's divided. You don't get your own TV, so it'd be like TV rooms. It was two televisions in a room that I sat in, and they was watching a movie and a reality TV show. I don't really like I watch a reality TV show over anything, but I had a little ticket in, so I went over to the Chicago game TV room and was checking my ticket. Now everybody in there was not saying anything to me. I probably went in there like 50 times, bro. And one day the GD dude that I'm telling you about, he probably like 50 something. He looked me dead in my face and told me, "Hey, shorty, hey, don't cross that line right there coming in here until niggas in here see your paperwork. That's just the rules, G." And as he said it, he drew the line where the doorway was at. So I look at him, and then I also see the other little Chicago gang members looking at me. I'm like, all right, bet. I walk out. So when I walked out, I ain't gonna lie, I'm heated because I didn't have my paperwork yet. It came the very next day. So a lot of the dudes that was from Michigan that was in my unit, they was kind of like on passive time. They weren't really like, but that's cool though. Like they won on those super tough time, one trying to like crash out. That's cool. Like ain't nothing wrong with like being a cool nigga. You see what I'm saying? But it was this one dude from Flint. He don't care what the situation is. If you trying to go, he with you. He don't care. Not like he a crash dummy. He respect men. So the other dudes from Michigan, they won on the time that I was on because I felt disrespected, and everybody that knew about the situation said that it could have been said differently. You see what I'm saying? So I talked to the Flint dude about it. And what's crazy, he was a G Shine blood. He tell me like we can do whatever you want to do. I tell him like, yeah, I get my paperwork tomorrow. I'm like, look, I'm gonna show him before I show y'all. He like, all right. He like, so what you gonna do after that? I'm like, I'm gonna check it on. I'm like, I want to see his, and like, if I don't see his, I'm gonna start saying he a rat. Cause that's how I felt like it was insinuated. Cause he ain't pulled me to the side and say that. He wanted to try to stand on me like I'm a goofy. Now I had a celly that was from Minnesota. He was a neighborhood rolling 20. He was on man time. He wasn't in no car. But he hung around the Bloods and he hung around my car because of where he from. Nah, me and him was up all night talking about this. And he telling me, he like, man, he how he describing me, I'm just feeling like I just let a goofy get off on me. Like he give me the whole steal on, and he was asking me because and he checked paperwork pretty good. Like he didn't got life sentences off people. Like he good with the legal work. And he was asking me like, what all paperwork you got? And he was like, that's good. He was like, make sure you pull up on him with all of that. He was like, and I guarantee you don't have as much paperwork as you got. He like because basically they got some paperwork that it ain't gonna really say if you telling or not. Like the main paperwork that they be want to look at is like transcripts. If it ain't transcript, they want the docket sheet, judgment of commitment, and the plea agreement that you took. You see what I'm saying? So he um he also gave me a knife. I mean, yeah, he gave me a knife. It was a nail, but the nail was like it was hobby craft. Like the nail was, I'm talking about long, and then mine, I'm small, so I that nail would have did me justice. But the next day, I go get my paperwork and I tell the rest of my car about it, like, this what I'm finna do. And I'm doing this whether if y'all feel a way about it or not, but they all on, like, the ones that's not in my unit, they was all on the same page because they like, yeah, he could have said that different. So I pulled straight up on him or whatever with my paperwork. He was on the computer. You know, we got computers that's similar to JPay, that's in the car room. And I said it loud enough so people around can hear it. Yeah, I did the same thing he did. I told him, I'm like, since you want to be the paperwork police, here go all my paperwork. I never told on nobody or even thought about it, bro. I'm like, man, I'm a man and I'm a blood second, bro. I don't even play like that. And I'm like, I want to see yours. So he had a strange look on his face, and he was like, okay. And he walked off with my paperwork. And I'm right behind him, I'm on his heels. So when he felt the energy that I was coming with, he walked inside the lines room. He's like, come here. And then he tried to explain himself. So I ain't home. You know, I wanted to hear him out. I'm letting him talk or whatever, but I was explaining to him how I took it because you don't do nothing like that. He was saying he was being straightforward, but at the same time, I felt disrespected. So,
Right.
all right, now they got this thing in the feds where they act like you did something hell of a if you didn't tell. Like, if you got a lot of time in the feds and you didn't tell you somebody, why you want somebody to idolize you when you don't even want to be yourself? Like, you got dudes that got 5 life sentences plus 700 years, literally. Like how the feds just how they sentence you, they sentence you to something. I'm talking about something crazy. Nah, he was one of them. He ain't had like no crazy amount of time, but I wanted to see what he go to jail for. Man, you would never believe it. And listen, I can give you his name and everything, man. This dude went to prison for robbing a bank with a BB gun, high off crack. And then the dot pack went off on the money, and he took the money to the casino to get the chips and turn the chips in, and they called the police on his goofy ass. So that was really the only time that I felt like I got tried in the feds. But like from that point on, I used to kind of like be starting stuff with like a lot of the the GDs or whatever because I ain't like how they used to be. I ain't like how they used to be operating like where I was at. It wasn't. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all of them because it was GDs there that I had a whole lot of love for, but they was mainly off count. But I ain't gonna lie, man, they was on board there. And I used to like every time it was a situation, it could be with anybody. I'd be willing to talk it out, but if it's them, I want to take it as far as it can go because they used to be on so much, BS, bro. I ain't like that. And I wasn't really like I don't like bullies and I don't like where people think that they gonna get over on me. Like you could do that with 100 people, but it's gonna stop. It's gonna stop when it get to me. And then once it gets to me, you can turn and go do that to the next person. You ain't doing that to me.
Damn, you Randall from recess, you tell a lie. I'm like the Weight Watchers, I use my scale a lot. Stop window shopping wall packs, you gon' be a sell or not. You ain't never seen no bullets at them or trailer out. My bitch remind me of RJ, she always trippin'. They get into it with us to turn the salsa chips, they always dippin'. Yeah, we could do the same shit, but I say it different. My young boys Jehovah Witness, they be paying visits. How you a player like you say you was for that pussy you paying pimpin'? Everything I put out so raw, you just can't sniff. I got the best O-line, even on goal line, you can't bliss it. You not a hustler, you keep getting in front of, you just can't flip it. You ain't really got it, you P. Diddy, you be remixing. Oh, where we just got a new Glock? That's a free biscuit. Petty Tupac know what's up, we know on the mill ticket. They probably for your music a little more if you real with it. I get that sniff and put my heel in. You have PlayStation party meetings, I'm about real business. I'm a SCD, I'm here, you don't like it, gotta deal with it. I don't like